Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of daily review video brought to you by Total Control Traders. Again, thank you for everyone's support. Through the first week, we are now at 21 subscribers and over 350 views total. 100 along from yesterday, which is amazing. Again, thank you everyone for your support. So for part 2, we're going to do ticker requests, ticker reviews, and just individual tickers that you guys are looking for. First, this one's requested by iTrade for Chanel, CHWY. We have been in a long-term up bull trend. Actually, one thing I wanted to mention before we dive into it. Today there's relatively quite a bit of tickers to review. I counted somewhere along 20, so I'll be trying to speed through these and see how, without skipping any details. So if you have any questions, you wanted to go deeper, make sure you just comment down below and I will make sure to reply. Alright, first one is CHWY. Long-term uptrend, clearly seeing a decreasing on volume. There is no substantial red flags yet. We went on the last pullback, we bounced just above the GP, and right now we're pulling back just below the GP. So interesting ticker, doesn't seem to respond to Fibonacci's all that clearly. Maybe there's something that I'm missing. Let's try going to the 8-hour extended, and let's draw a new one from the low to the high, same price. Alright, we're not missing anything. Yeah, so ticker doesn't respond to Fibonacci all that well, but it does get close to it. So if you're in the trade, no substantial red flags yet. There is no increase on bear volume. We can clearly see that this is decreasing. However, so is the bull volume. So what I would anticipate from here is right now is looking more like a bull flag that wants to form instead of a bull pennant. So it'd be something along this line. Keep your eye out for that. Let's see if where the weekly 8 is. Ideally, we want to hold the weekly 8. Let's clean this up a little bit. Ideally, we want to hold the weekly 8 to see a next leg up. If we lose and close under the weekly 8 on noticeable bear volume, that's your exit. Next one, LVMUY. And I believe this is iTrade for Chanel's favorite ticker. This is Louis Vuitton stock. Yeah, it is. So last time we covered it, mentioned that we're in the channel, and we can see we're still clearly in the channel, on the upper side of the channel, with one close over it last week, and nowhere near. We're just grinding up on the 8, not even on the weekly 8. Not clear on the daily 8 either. But if you are in the trade, use the weekly 8 as your guide. As the market pulls back, we may potentially see a bull flag, bull pennant form. Weekly 8 is going to catch up. That, even if we close under it, you want to zoom in to see what the action look like. So just to show you as one example, and again we're going to try to keep these reviews a bit shorter. Last time we closed under, we were under the channel. Is that right? Yeah, we were under the channel, but we saw no follow through. So clear sign to get back in. Decent bear volume, unable to push it back down. Next day did not have follow through. So just keep your eye on the weekly 8. If we see bear action with volume, you may want to take profit, maybe even just half of it, at least de-risk. So remember guys, you can know your position is not strict to one trade, and that's what I mean by mind your sizing. Split your trades up to 2, 3, sometimes even 4 trades. Protect yourself, protect your gains. Alright, next one, GBTC. I believe it's the first time we're reviewing this one. This one is, to my honest, yeah, tied to Bitcoin. So I did a review on Bitcoin last night, and to my belief, on Bitcoin. So if we're looking at this, it's actually better to look at the Bitcoin itself. So let's do a quick follow up on that. All right, last night I called out bear action around 35, somewhere around here, and we saw follow through bear action, bouncing from just below the 0.5, and we are seeing some decent bounce. But looking at this this chart, as I mentioned yesterday, it is a little bit different than the last time, which the chart was similar, but because of us hitting the extension as well as volume climax, I do believe this is going to be the top for now. We want to see what the bears can follow through on, but likely to go on the long-term sideways action, if not both leg. GP, if you're in the trade and if you're not out yet, keep an eye on the reaction at the daily 8. If we reject, most likely to see further downside. So that covers it for GBTC as well, as the basically is a Bitcoin. Next one, Snow. So I am still in this trade, long-term trade, looking out at April, May-ish. Last time I pointed out we would most likely see a bounce here, which we did, and where the bounce took us was to the lower part of the previous support area resistance, as well as the GP, right in the middle of the GP from this previous drop. Now we're in the back, a little bit of a consolidation now, lack of bear volume decreasing. Love this setup. Once this action starts turning around, I will likely add my last entry. And if we're looking at the 4-hour, we just broke under on low bear volume. Now let's look at the hourly. No noticeable bear volume. We can see today early 2 hours. There's somewhat bull volume, nothing substantial. This is the kind of volume we want to see. Rejected from the trend line. Probably have to redraw this trend line, but most ideal tomorrow we want to hold the low of today, 288. In the last 30 minutes we saw some bull volume come in. Watch for the price action first thing tomorrow. Liking this trade, not giving me a reason to exit yet. As it's a long trade, I'm mainly focused on the daily chart, which is giving me a decreasing bear volume. Okay. On the next ticker, PLTR. TradingView seems to be lagging a little bit today. Alright, PLTR on the daily, rejected, a clear rejection with not a whole lot of follow through yet on the trend line. This trend line. I'll probably clear this up. Let's zoom in closer. No clear rejection. No notable volume yet. No divergences. Bear divergence on the 30. Not seeing much of a follow through. Low bear volume. It's looking nice, looking like a nice setup for break of the trend line. I'll be watching this tomorrow. If anything, we'll likely just pick up some comments. Again, as mentioned before, on the last few times that we played this, it's a bit of an annoying stock to trade. Yeah, it's because originally we were thinking, potentially a wedge here, broke bear, then we withdrew this, potentially a potentially a wedge, something like that, and then broke bull but no follow through, then it broke bear right after. So just be careful if you're playing this ticker. I would play with small sizing, especially given the market condition right now. Small sizing on the bull break of the trend line. That will give me confidence, at least for the first entry. Next, PSTH. Interesting couple of days action. Huge bull volume. Holding that 88. Went to 1-to-1 target of 30. Went way past it. Then a big upper wick followed with big bear volume. Coming right back down. Didn't push it all the way down. Holding the 4-hour 8. Bear divergence. On the 4. Potential decreasing bull volume and increasing bear volume. Not an ideal ticker to be trading, but long term wise, this stock has potential. Yeah. If you're in the trade, use the daily 8 as your guide. Seem to hold very well there. Okay. Next, BIDU. I know a lot of people were hyping about this name last couple days. Today, bearish engulfing candlestick, big red flag, on bearish divergence, another red flag. Coming back down to the daily 8. Last time we closed under it, went right above it. Decreasing volume. Looking a little bit more bearish than bullish. Broke the 4-hour 8 already. No noticeable volume on the 4-hour 8. Sustained bear volume. So leads me to think we're likely oversold on the short time frame. Bounce has potentially started. Yeah, so if you're, depending on how you're looking at this on the short term, if you didn't get to exit up here and anywhere here, because rejection of this 5-minute 8 is, well, not rejection, we popped over and popped right back down. That was your exit signal. If you didn't get to exit anywhere here, watch for the bounce. Be patient. The bounce should bring to 0.382 roughly, which makes sense. Previous support, yeah. So we would be looking at, let's see. Oh, the leg, man. Trading view. We'll be looking at somewhere around this area, considering the bounce has started. Yeah, so that's BIDU. BBBY. Best Buy, nope, Bed Bath and Beyond. Broke out of the pennant on. Okay, so we broke out of the pennant the day before earnings, and then probably bad earnings. Yeah, bad earnings, came back down, held the bottom of the wedge. Wow, this was a beautiful hold. Saw significant bull volume. People want to get in. This name's nice. It's setting up really nice. Low bear volume, no sellers. Broke the wedge right after again. And this is 2 days after bad earnings. Good chart. And take a quick look at this. Oh yeah, it's a lack of bear volume. Lots of people want to get in. Long term low volume. We should see follow through to the upside. first target would be the GP, lines up with previous high resistance area 22.8. If this is going to be a fake out, which I don't think it will be, if we come right back down and break the lower trend line, we're looking at gap fill of 1538. But I like this play. It's looking nice. Next target, all-time high 2616. No, 52-week high. Yeah, 52-week high. Next one, PTON. Really nice name. Nas uplisting. I believe it was the 18th. Saw a gap up, minimum bear, minimum consolidation on low bear volume. Looking nice for setting up for a next leg up. So far, it looks like we are. Can't tell yet. Bull pennant, bull flag, one of those. We will not be coming back to backtest this trend line. If anything, maybe this one. I don't really see it. Let's see where bounced from. We bounced from just under the 0.382. Did not react to the fib that well. Didn't react to the fib that well here either. Went past the way past the one-to-one extension. Regardless, it's setting up. It's looking strong, setting up for a next leg up. I would be interested in this play if not for the market, the current condition the market is in. So we'll be keeping this on top watch. See where it brings us. And next one, Apple. Going back to the roots. So I had a small position in Apple for ever since from down at the bottom 115 right here, second day from the bounce of the GP. So I sold that today. My last entry was from this 88, so I sold it today for a small loss. It's a very small position. There's no significant red flag for selling on this particular ticker yet on Apple, because we are seeing potentially a bounce from the GP, from the low of 126 to the high of 132, potentially bouncing from here. But reason why I sold is the market, especially Nas, seeing how Nas is stronger or weaker than the market, and the bounce of Apple only came up to the 0.5 as opposed to the golden pocket. And remember, I don't know if you guys saw the last video. If you didn't, I would strongly recommend taking a look. The market video along with hot tickers. When you reverse from anything above, this is above because it's a reverse, above the golden pocket, the trend is likely to continue. So from here, what I'm expecting is bounce to here, and we're likely to see continuation, then follow to back test and further down action. Of course, it depends on how long the consolidation is going to be. Eventually I will be back in market in Apple. This is one name that I'm in love with, and you guys, well, there'll be a video coming out this weekend explaining why. Anyways, that's Apple. Next, Microsoft. Noticeably a little bit stronger than Apple. We did bounce to reject from roughly 0.5 as well, but we are on, because the bounce is stronger, we are only on the 0.382 right now. Is it stronger or weaker? 4%. 4%. Okay, a little bit weaker actually. But we're only on the, we're bouncing from the 0.382 as opposed to the GP, and from the upper trend line of this long-term wedge. We're holding the upper trend line. So it's looking a little bit stronger than Apple. I've decided to hold this one for now. We'll see what the next couple days bring. If we are coming back down, breaking, or first sign breaking this upper trend line, we'll likely exit. Next, Amazon. Same with the previous big ticker names. Relatively weak, weaker than the other two names. Just broke the lower trend line, long-term lower trend line. First close under it ever since September. There's a first close under it. Watch for a reaction on this outer wedge lower trend line. We want to hold this one, which lines up with support or this demand zone. So we definitely want to see this hold. If you are in the play, which I'm not, if you are in the play, make sure you see a break and close under this area on increasing bear volume, exit. We'll likely see further bear action. Plug. Blue sky name. Nice bull volumes on the last two gap ups. Seeing a little bit of a stall here. No substantial red flag. If you're in the play, use the daily 8 as your guide. Even if we do come back, I don't believe we'll break and close under the daily 8 based on this volume and price action. Yeah, use the daily 8 as your guide. Clearly, I can't speak properly when trying to speed things up. So next one, space. What a messy chart. Alright, keep it clear. Sometimes, guys, if you are finding that you can't read your own chart, or if you're just starting to trade, one thing I used to do is whenever I go into a chart, just delete everything, clear everything up, do new drawings. That'll do you a favor in two senses. It'll not cloud your mind. It will also help you practice your drawings, the use of your tools. That way you'll get to know what to do faster and more efficiently. Alright, space. Bounce from under the GP. A little bit of a red flag. Not even coming up to the 0.382 before red bear volume shows up. Low bull volume. Not liking it. Decreasing volume. Decreasing bear. I'm thinking more further downside. Yeah, not showing me much of a bull or people buying. The only potential thing is if we make a lower low, we might, I don't really see that we would, but we might make a bull divergence. That might be a good go signal. Even if we do, I'm thinking it's going to be a very minor bull divergence. So not interested in this play right now, at least. BU. Inside bar day. Nice hold after nice bull volume. Not nice price action after this kind of bull volume and close at near higher of day and all-time high. A little bit of a red flag. Ideally, we wanted to see a follow through right away after a day like this. Again, it might be due to the market opening lower, but that also shows that there is no substantial buyers versus the market. Zooming into the 4 hours, we held the daily 8. That's good. A little bit of a sideways action. We want to see something like this right here. Okay, we want to see the same as the last bull flag with a follow through. I don't believe the buyers are running out. You can see clear decreasing volume here, followed by a pop on the bull volume. So generally, you would think that you will see further upside. Only red flag that I can see right now is 4 hour bear divergence, minor bear divergence. So something to keep in mind. Use the 4 hour as your guide if you're in the play. FUTU. Next three tickers are they were in blue sky runs until today. There's I think 1 or 2 of them that's affected by the market. This one being one of them. Look at this crazy run. Look at this crazy run. 84% in the last how many? 4, 8, 10 trading days? 10 trading days, 84%. Seeing a potential decrease on volume with a huge upper wick on the daily. We are extended from the daily 8, so from here we'll look for a bull flag to set up. I'm anticipating slow downward movement due to the low bear volume to set up for the next leg up. We could break the daily 8 and come back to test this previous high of 51.1. More down as of the price right now, more downside potential than upside. Next, what is this? FUTU, GRWG, blue sky name, not affected by the market. Strong bull volume, bouncing from the daily 8. So you can clearly see the difference between this one and the last one, FUTU. There's more buyers on this chart than the last one. Anticipate to see follow through tomorrow. If we start seeing bear flag or bear volume and action coming in, that's a red flag. Next one, LMND. Loving this name right now. Look at that bull volume. Just look at it. This is only the second day of us being a little bit away from the daily 8, so I anticipate 1 to 2 more days of follow through. I am in the lotto play for this one, looking at a gap up and run tomorrow ideally. With this kind of volume, after long-term decreasing volume, anticipate follow through. Keep your eyes on this name. This is one of the names that should be in your top watch going into the rest of 2021. Alright, last two, SCR. This one is for this is a play for Canadian gambling legalization play. It should be a long play going into end of 2021, if not longer. We are seeing a breakout on increasing bull volume. First target at 2.8. Saw a little bit of pullback today, but no significant signs of exit yet. No, there is a bit of a bear divergence on the daily, but again, nothing screaming that you should be exiting this trade. If you are in the trade, use, I believe is the RRD that, yeah, use the RRD 8 as your guide. Extremely strong. Haven't closed under it ever since the beginning of this run. Yeah, I don't see a trend reversal on the RRD yet either. So keep your foot in the door. Amazing chart. Once we hit the 2.5, we'll likely come back. From there, we'll do a quick measurement. Just might as well do it right now. When we hit the 2.5, makes sense to come back and test the 0.382, as that is the previous high. All right, last ticker. Just wanted to use this one as an example. Signal. Right, Signal, it popped. How many percent? 10,000%, 10,700% in the last 4 trading days. And this is based on, what was it? Elon tweeting saying that they use Signal instead of WhatsApp. To my understanding, that's what's the cause of this pop. However, there's also confirmation that Signal is not a public company, so this is not the Signal that they were referring to. So if I was a shorter, I'd be looking to short this right now. It's a name, this classic example of what happens when not even fake news, misunderstood news come out, and what it can do to a stock, to a ticker, and you will soon find out what it does to a ticker once the general public comes to the knowledge that this is a wrong ticker. Similar idea with how people see SpaceX news and they start trading space. Space is actually Virgin Galactic, guys. It's not SpaceX, okay? Know that. And Signal is not the one that Elon is talking about. Alright, that's it for today. 20 tickers. Wow, it's been a tiring night. It's been fun. But hey, if you enjoy the contents I'm putting out, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And if you have any questions or any particular tickers that you want to see being reviewed, leave a comment down below. Hope you guys stay safe and stay in control. Be patient. I will see you guys tomorrow. Good night, guys.